and welcome to the Hair Metal Massacre podcast. My name is Steve, and I have two co-hosts here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is William Fincher. I'm glad to be here today.
Fincher! And last but not least...
This is Corey Feldman. I'm here to give it all and lay it down.
There you go. That's the spirit. So, this is episode 2. Last week we did, or 2 weeks ago we did Metal Health by Quiet Riot. Apologies, the audio is a little dodgy, especially on my mic, but this should be much better. And what we're doing today is celebrating the 40th anniversary of Invasion of Your Privacy by Ratt, which it's really no secret they're one of our favorite bands, all three of us. And yeah, that's what's going on. Any personal news you fellas want to share before we get into the news?
I'm expecting a baby, but that's it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you for real?
I got like 3 hookers pregnant. It was
My man.
it's enticing. Yeah.
Word. Do what you can.
Spreading the love one way or the other.
Fletcher, I understand you have a celebration.
I do. I have a client under contract. First home sale. Excited about it. Trying to ram this thing through.
Ram it down like Priest, huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Trying my best. It's an exciting day, a stressful day, but.
What's that shirt? Where'd you get it?
Camaro shirt,
My
nice.
sister gave me this as a birthday or Christmas gift. I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Just hiding T-shirts in your closet. Don't wear 'em.
Bro, I've got.
You got to wear that at Daytona. You realize
my
that,
walk-in
right?
closet. I have a whole walk-in closet. It's just mostly all just T-shirts.
Dude, we could go toe-to-toe, Fletcher. You should see my shit.
Yeah, I mean, I sold a bunch of my band shirts several months ago to that dude that runs that store in Atlanta.
No.
I've still got so many goddamn shirts, including still more band shirts, but yeah, every time I go somewhere, I end up buying T-shirts. I'm like, that's the last fucking thing I need is another damn T-shirt. It's like koozies. I've got a stack of koozies, like probably 20 inches tall. I don't need any more koozies.
Nice.
But I still take them. They're free,
In the last 5-6 years or so, I've gotten into the sleeveless, like making your T-shirt a sleeveless shirt, because I got these sleeves to show off, and shit. Anyway, so I do that a lot. Hell, I'll order shirts off eBay directly just to do that, because that's what I do now. Oh, there you go. Trucker flap girl. So, fellas, this weekend in the hair metal genre, big event coming up in Baltimore, or technically Columbia, Maryland. M3. Yeah. No, I'm not personally attending. I've attended. Me and Fincher went to 2017, which was a blast. I went to 18 and 19 and 23. Yeah, 23 because I did the cruise in 22.
Those are my favorite ages.
There you go. So for me, it's like, look, I got friends from all over the country that go to it every year, M3, or the fucking cruise. Hell, some of them do both. The lineup for this cowboy has to be 90% strong for me to want to go on either one, because it's a fucking venture of money into going to these things. And I got kids, so they'd be sucking up that income sometime. You know what I mean? So anyway, but let's just talk shit about the lineup. I mean, it's if you're on any of these M3 Facebook groups, it's nothing but Gen Xers just bitching about the lineup or this or that or.
It sounds like you.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. I understand that these bands, maybe 10 years more we got left on most of them playing live. So savor it while you can. Still. I mean, dude from Firehouse died last year. That was quite random. No one saw that coming.
Unexpected.
Yeah, so I will say this. The Meriwether Post Pavilion, where this M3 takes place, is a phenomenal amphitheater. Meriwether Post Pavilion, Columbia, Maryland.
That
It's a
is
nice.
too fucking hard to say. That is too hard to say.
It doesn't have a ring to it, does it? Meriwether Post Pavilion. It's a nice.
Bon Secours Wellness Arena. It sounds fucking stupid.
Exactly. So, it's the perfect size amphitheater. I shit you not. Like, you go up to Charlotte, to PNC, it's ginormous. And it's like, you're walking over here, you're walking over there. You kind of pick your spot and you don't really move from it up there. But this thing is like, I've several times at M3 just cruised around. Even though I had a seat, if it was a band I didn't give a shit about, like Striper or something, I just like walk around, mingle with people.
I do not like Striper.
They're good musically, but I could not care. Anyway.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. To hell with the devil, bro. So, yeah, it's a wonderful venue, and it's a mom and pop too. They don't fuck with Ticketmaster or Live Nation or any of that. It's great. And they have good food, and they have like at the top of the lawn, which if I'm gonna go to Baltimore, I'm not getting a lawn seat. I'm getting a real seat at this event. But they have $5 cans of beer, which I do a lot of drinking when at M3. And that's economically makes sense, as opposed to the $8, $10 pour of Yingling or whatever the fuck at the concession stand. Anyway, I recommend M3. If you haven't been, go. It's loud as fuck. I do recommend earplugs. And it's a very nice venue. And you'll meet a lot of cool people. I, for some reason, seem to make friends with people from Philly very easily. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe. I don't know. If you know Philly people. But it's just raw like that. So anyway, this year's lineup, I think it dropped around December, January, which was kind of late. But Friday night, I don't have the picture of Friday's lineup, but I know Sebastian Bach's the headliner. We talked about him and Skid Row last week. Yeah, cool. But anyway, Saturday, doors open at 12:30. It kicks off with Red Voodoo, which I've heard of, but I think they're a newer band. See, the year me and Fincher went, the great thing about that year was, so they have the main stage, and behind the lawn, there's a forest stage, which it's like green and like, it's a smaller amphitheater kind of deal. And it's great, but a lot of people bitched about having to walk back and forth. It reminds me of the Ozfest from like the early aughts that I went to.
It really wasn't that long of a walk, though.
It wasn't.
That bad of a walk.
People just lazy and out of shape, I guess. I don't know. And me and Fincher met, we met Neely from the CMS out there, Classic Metal Show. Shout out to Neely and the Classic Metal Show.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Been a fan since 2008.
We remember they had all those strippers out there walking around from Baltimore. That was
Trying to get you to go to the titty bar. Yeah. But
they were strippers because you could smell them.
They do have that musk.
I'm suddenly seeing.
I saw Dockin once in Beverly Hills for $5 in front of 20 people, and it was great.
That's awesome. But what they do now, the last few times I've been, is they have a rotating stage right on the main stage. So one band's playing, they're setting up the gear on the other side, and it just.
So not like Tommy Lee?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So anyway, Saturday's lineup continuing. Child's Play, that's a deep cut of a band. Have y'all ever listened to Child's Play? They're from back in the day, but I've never.
I might have heard a song or two on Hair Nation throughout the years.
Yeah.
Scary Puppets never really did it for me. Like, Chucky kind of sucks.
Yeah, the first Child's Play movie's the only one worth a shit, personally. I'm a horror. If people don't know this, I'm a horror half aficionado. I've been to many a horror con. Big horror movie fan. But in a hipster kind of way. I'm very like, about most new stuff. But there's about 1 or 2, 3 good movies every year in the horror genre still. Something that's just outside the box, or simple, whatever. So anyway, and then we got good old...
To be fair, I'm a big fan of horrors too. So.
The horrors. The third band is starting at 3:30. We got old Steven Adler, original drummer of GNR, which I've seen twice at M3. So let me say this.
How much are these tickets?
I think about $200.
But it's for all 3 days or 2 days.
Yeah, it's all 3 days.
It's 3 days.
You can buy individual day tickets if you want to, but no.
Who headlines this whole thing?
We'll get there. You'll like who it is. But Adler, if you don't know, unceremoniously was like, booted from GNR before they started recording Illusions for being on the smack or whatever the fuck, which I find hypocritical from the GNR camp, but whatever.
If you're that bad to get fired by them, that's like getting booted out of Motley Crue, like right before the Dr. Feelgood era. It's like, how bad are you gonna be partying to get kicked out of a band like that?
Yeah. So the first year, they were pretty on point. I mean, I know he mostly plays Appetite songs, shocker. And the band he had was on point, pretty good. Most people were impressed. And the next year it was a little sloppy. I don't know what it was. It didn't hit the same. I think in 23 when I went, they came back, and I was like, not quite as good. But it's Adler. He getting that Appetite money, because if you don't know, they split the royalties 5 ways, which is good for everybody involved. Moving on. Next we got Slaughter, Feldman's favorite band, who I've seen many times. Usually pretty good. I'm a fan. You'll hear later on when we review their first album.
Fun fact, Mark Slaughter created the Fox NFL theme song.
He did. That had to be an all right payday on there. Yeah.
He's got to still be getting money from that.
Oh, yeah. He ain't hurting, I'm sure. And then we got Winger starting up at 6'10". Always.
A retirement tour now.
They are calling it a career. Yes. Last cruise I did, which was 2022. This was the Alice Cooper headline cruise. Before Cooper started playing in the theater, I actually saw Kip, and I went up to him and asked him a question. I was like, hey, man, because I always wondered, is Down Incognito about like the hair metal scene decline and just kind of, it's like a metaphor for all? He's like, yeah, man. I was like, I couldn't get a gig, I was like, oh, right on. Really cool guy, Kip Winger. But, dude, they are still perfect live. Like, supreme. I saw him twice on that cruise, and I was just like, good God, mind blown. Reb Beach, I couldn't even aspire to be as good a fucking guitar player as Reb Beach. He's
them 60-year-old Karens don't fuck around. They love that shit.
That Winger is on point. I got a shirt. I got a sleeveless shirt. The first album cover.
They played the year we went to M3.
Yeah, they did. They did. Because I was like,
they did.
Yeah, because I was like, what are they going to open with, Venture? And he's like, Madeline. Or Madeline? That's what's the song?
Yeah.
Madeline? Yeah, and sure enough, they did. Yeah. They rocked it. Called it. So, Winger. And then, still on Saturday here, we got Accept coming over from Germany. Starting at 7:35, going to 8.
Wow.
But Udo, the singer on that record, he is not there. He is booked from a long time ago and has been doing his own band, which is pretty good.
Did they find another angry midget to replace him?
They did not. They got another guy with long hair, and I don't think he's quite a midget, but
It's not the real thing then.
Not an Accept guy. I don't really care. Balls to the wall. I mean, it's great to lift weights too, I guess. I don't know. And then closing out the night, the headliner, Feldman. This man has not performed live in some years, I understand, with his solo band. One, David Lee Roth, a Van Halen fan.
Wow.
Now, if you've
who's on guitar?
Don't know. If you don't,
did he bring Vi? Maybe.
Doubt.
Steve, I ain't doing shit. I bet she's there.
If you got too much money now to even want to work with David Lee Roth anymore.
Yeah, true.
and Billy Sheehan ain't showing up either.
No.
Now,
dogs.
Yeah, I would implore everyone to go check out David Lee Roth's current videos he's posted on YouTube of him doing
Me too.
the Van Halen songs that are just kind of bizarre, like his current versions of them, and they're just kind of him karaokeing, and it's a little off. And this should be an interesting posting to YouTube when this set comes out. I'll say that. So, personally, not really a Van Halen guy, which is strange, I know. Like the first album, and select cuts from up to 1984. I
You
do
know what's
not.
funny is I've known your ass for 20-something years, and this is the first I'm hearing of this. This
We,
doesn't make any sense.
we've never talked Van Halen, have we? Yeah.
Probably because it was assumed.
Yeah. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I love it, Eddie Van Halen. I love that the band existed. They inspired a lot of bands I like, as pretty obvious with this.
Dude, Girl Gone Bad? Alex, it's just like Alex's song? Like, come on, dude.
I mean, I love
I
a lot of shit
probably 6 bars downtown Greenville back
Do you know how much Van Halen we're going to listen to
Eruption.
this weekend at Road Atlanta? We're going to listen to a lot of Van Halen this weekend.
Can we listen
Well,
to
good
it
for
right
y'all.
like 38 times on repeat?
That's what we do at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Killer. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the first album. I love 1984 for the most part, but I just kind of,
Dive her down?
nah.
No Women and Children? Dude, they're all top to bottom
For
fucking
me,
classic.
Van Halen 2 is where it's at.
Which one has Dance
Dance
the Night Away?
That's
Yeah.
2. Van Halen 2.
Okay, I fuck with that one
The
too.
more I love that record, especially the song "Women in Love."
Yeah.
That song's fucking dope.
I think, Steve, you need to sit down for a weekend and revisit the entire catalog.
However, I'm not opposed. If y'all are like, Steve, let's go see a Van Halen tribute band, I would be down for that. I don't know. It's weird, me and Van Halen. My dad loved him. He had the tapes and shit. I was just like, it's all right. But I do not at all do Hagar era.
No.
I don't. Yeah.
You know,
can't
I
do
used
that.
to hate the Hagar era. Now I love that shit too. Give me some Cabo Wabo, man. You know,
Sammy does know how to party.
that's like Deadlock, but not divorced.
I hear you. So moving on to Sunday, May 4th.
It's like 6 kids.
Yeah,
6
it's
kid
6
dad
kids
drunk in the
and I own it
garage
out
at the man cave.
Face down in front of his Mustang Sunday morning in a puddle of puke. So, over to church?
Yeah,
Fuck.
honey, I'll mow the lawn later.
This fucking Knicks jersey. Oh, shit. Long Island. Anyway, so moving on. Sunday, May 4th. This is a kind of a surprise addition to the M3 family. Spread Eagle are opening at 1:10 in the
My favorite
PM.
way to find a woman.
There you go. And if you don't know, Spread Eagle's just kind of a hard rock, kind of AC/DC, bare bones rock and roll band.
They're good.
But that's cool. Yeah. 2:10 p.m. We got Vixen hitting the stage. Now, I do kind of keep up with Vixen. The only original band member is the drummer still. Yeah, singer Janet Gardner left. Oh, wait, was it Janet? Yeah, Janet. Because the original guitar player, she died of brain cancer, unfortunately. But yeah, Janet, the singer. Yeah, it sucks, man. She that was like 20 years ago or so. But the singer girl who we saw at M3, she left to just do something with her husband, and she's also a dental hygienist, I understand, up north somewhere. Good for her. But yeah, but I'm sure they're on point. I'm sure they did the songs well. I saw them with the girl from Femme Fatale at the last M3, and it was decent. Yeah, they rocked. Lita Ford takes the stage at 3:30.
Why the hell are they just not playing in Vixen together?
That would make sense. A combo.
I guess the drummer and her really don't like each other still, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And then coming on at 4:50, Great White. Y'all like Great White?
Hell yeah, Anderson. Burn down the fucking bar.
I've tried to get into Great White several times in my life. As it stands, I'm being honest, there's about 4 Great White songs I think I'm not going to say great, but they're good. But
Desert Moon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
And then that album Hooked that came out in 92, 93.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'd been late 91, I don't know, but it was very tail end of this genre of music. A couple of hidden gems on that album, but they're still not awesome, but it's good stuff. But yeah,
I'm not going out of my way for Great White. You probably same boat.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun. Same boat.
But on paper, I feel like all 3 of us should like Great White, but there's just something intangible about that band that it don't do it for me.
They've bored me to tears when I've seen them. I've literally went up and walked around fucking, I can't do this. And they'll do way long intros on stuff. I just can't. And look, don't get me wrong.
Kansas. It's
I
just
love blues.
background, generic classic rock.
It's like really watered down blues. Like,
Yeah.
just kind of, it's there.
It's also like it's it's like Warrant, but less cock rocky.
But Warren is fun, damn it. I've seen them many
Uncle
times.
Tom's Cabin.
That's their best song.
I'm so
Uncle
shameless in my love of Warrant.
Uncle Tom's Cabin is their best song and video, for my money.
Definitely the best video.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
All right.
best song if we're talking about singles, but we'll delve into that later in this podcast.
Speaking of Warrant, they take the stage at 6'10" right after Great White. How about that?
Lead singer's dead, right?
He's been dead for many years, but they have a guy named Robert who actually sang on the second Lynch Mob album.
Yep.
Robert Mason, yeah. On point. Every time I've seen him, it's always been him singing. Phenomenal. Like, great guy. And a great human being from what I understand from other people. Also, at 7:35 after Warrant, Ace Frehley.
Oh, shit.
Of Kiss fame, of course. Now, let me say, I've seen Ace Frehley at M3. It was okay. It was okay. But his album from last year, oh my God, 10,000 Volts or whatever. He co-wrote this record with dude from Trickster, and it is actually really good. I would implore everyone to check that out. 10,000 Volts, I think that's what it's called. Came out like early 2024. Pristine. And, I don't know, he probably plays 2 or 3 tracks from it, but good stuff. And I'm, of course, a Kiss guy. We were talking about that earlier before the show started. And, I'm sure he plays Shock Me and some other Kiss goodies. Maybe some Rock Soldiers. You big on Ace Feldman? We don't really talk Kiss, have we, Feldman?
I'm not the biggest. I'm probably the same level of Kiss that you are of Van Halen. Them.
Ah, gotcha.
I mean, I'll have my Kiss kicks, and but it doesn't like every once in a while. I'm like, well, fuck, I want to hear War Machine,
Mm-hmm.
So,
good jam.
It just
And
depends.
then headlining on Sunday, taking the stage at 9:15 is who we're talking about today, Stephen Pearcy and Warren DeMartini, as they have reunited for at least this year, doing
it's not
Select
Ratt.
Date. No, it's almost Ratt. Almost Ratt.
And the only person was there when we saw them in Knoxville was just Piercy, right?
Mm-hmm. The rest of
They
them was
just changed the name to Mickey Ratt when it's both of them.
or Rat Bastards.
I wonder if they could get away with that.
Wasn't Blotzer the only original member when we saw them at that Buzzer Tro we were talking about on the last episode?
No,
Nah, DeMartini was at that show.
Yeah, it was Blotzer and DeMartini. That was the only
Oh,
originals.
okay. I couldn't remember if anybody else was there or not, but
They had that new metal Finley looking motherfucker as a singer.
Jizzy Pearl from Love Hate on vocals, and Robbie What's His Nuts on bass, and then John Corabi, second singer of Motley Crue.
He's the singer now of Motley, or the guitarist now of Motley Crue too. He's like the utility infielder for cock rock.
No. He has nothing to do with Motley Crue. He does his own solo shit, and he's also in the Dead Daisies.
I thought he was on tour with Motley Crue filling in for me.
Yeah. They got John 5 now for
that'd be
some
a cold
reason.
day in hell, I think, when that happened.
Never mind, I got him confused with John 5. That's why.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Have
Different
you heard
Johns.
The Robbie album has been pulled off of like Spotify and Apple Music by Motley Crue. I haven't checked because
The self-titled Motley that sounds like Soundgarden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been pulled off streaming services because the band's like, we're not giving fucking Corabi any money.
This is why you buy physical copies of absolutely everything.
And that album has a really big cult fan base because it's really aged well. I mean,
I was going to say, I don't love it, but it is a great album when I'm in the mood for it.
It's just
not my typical go-to Motley Crue album, but
it is at least still on YouTube Music.
Okay. Actually,
Deluxe version too.
That's why you do YouTube Music. I mean, that's it.
They should have just called it Motley Corabi. That would have been cool. I've always felt like.
What about the Corabi Crew? I think that would have been.
Corabi Crew. There we go. But no, I've listened to a lot of interviews and him talking about that time of him being in the band and shit, and like they were all in on him. But like, I guess after a few years, Rob saw them with him at at the Speedway. Ah, it's on Spotify. Okay.
Sorry, I told a lie, I guess.
Maybe Nikki was trying to make that happen. I don't know.
Well, the problem was Krabi didn't have Nikki since day one has written all the fucking music.
This is strangely true.
Times and he couldn't fucking get the 90s shit right because the fan base didn't want it. His fan base hated the 90s. Hated Nirvana. Talk to my fucking parents. Talk to my family. As soon as that 90s shit hit, grunge hit, anybody that tried to follow it, it didn't work. The only one that went different was Cinderella arguably went country.
A little more, country-ish,
that
Western.
Album from '94, Still Climbing, that's actually a pretty solid record, I think. It's not their best, but it's better than a lot of the bands from this genre that put out an album in '94.
Man.
I've never checked it out, but we should review it eventually.
Yeah, we should.
That's cool. I mean, we all love Cinderella. Oh yeah.
A Canadian version, actually.
Sweet.
Imports.
But yeah, if you've never heard that self-titled Motley record, I recommend to go check it out. It's aged very well. It doesn't, I've known Motley fans that shun it. I mean, they've got a lot worse records in their catalog, if you ask me, especially in the last.
Theater.
If I Die Tomorrow. I love
Theater. Yeah. I don't know. To each his own. We all saw Motley on the farewell tour. Didn't we all go with them and Cooper in 2015?
Yes.
It was 11 years ago. It was 2014. We went to Tsunami before. And we went to what is now a gay bar, but whatever that was.
It was 15. It was 15. I'm pretty damn sure.
Anyway. After the podcast, I have a Cooper shirt from that tour, so I'll let you know.
It was a cool show. Loud as shit, though. I remember that much. But that's Motley for you.
Well, Alice Cooper opened, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
He also blew it out of the water.
Yeah, he did.
Speaking of Cooper, this fall, I will see Cooper for the 7th time since 2012.
Hell yeah, Steve.
Taking my fiance and all my kids are all going up to Charlotte for them and Priest. Y'all should go. There's a Groupon for lawn tickets.
How much?
What's the date on
$35. $35. It's September 20th, I think.
What day of the week is that?
Saturday.
Oh yeah, fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll see if Kyle wants to go too.
Oh yeah.
Down for that 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's on Saturday, I know it's college football, but fuck it. I mean, I'd rather do that.
Dude, yeah, it's gonna be.
It won't be balls ass hot either. So, and is it outdoor or indoor?
It's the amphitheater. It's outdoor, but still, it's nice.
Like the northeast of town or Verizon amphitheater?
That's their old Verizon.
Yeah, it's the old Verizon.
Okay.
Yeah.
$35?
$35 on Groupon.
Steve, they wanted 30 for me to come see you at a fucking bar, and I got to go see Judas Priest and Alice Cooper for $35.
We'll all talk about that. That's your boy's first show with the new band. But anyway, let's move on to the review. Huh?
Well, let me ask you one thing, Steve. I've seen, if we go to this show, there'll be my 5th time seeing Alice Cooper. Is it true for you that you feel like every time you've seen Alice Cooper, he gets better than the time before, even though he's getting older?
Yes, always.
Every time I've seen that man, he's gotten better, and I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but I love it.
Thoroughly impressed with him and his band, and like I've met a dude or two in the band that are really cool. Strangely enough, back when I was on Instagram, his one guitar player Ryan Roxy used to like check out my stories and my band stories kind of randomly. I was like, oh, that's strange. Yeah, but yeah, I highly recommend going and seeing Alice Cooper. He is 70-ish in that neighborhood. I'm not sure, but still rocking, still sounds awesome. Always a fun show. And they switch up the set list. It ain't like the same set list every show. Now, there are certain hits you're going to hear every show, but they do switch it up. They pull out some deep cuts here and there, especially the opening songs. But pretty much guaranteed.
Pizza.
Yeah. Pretty much guaranteed you will hear No More Mr. Nice Guy second, which is my favorite Cooper song. But
that's a damn good one.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. Hey, so yeah, that's gonna be a podcast on the scene. You have Charlotte people or people from down here that go up to Charlotte. Look for us. Maybe we'll have stickers or something by then. Yeah.
Everybody that has a podcast has to sell merchandise, even if only your parents buy it.
Yeah, it is September 20th. Yeah. Yep. PNC Music Pavilion, Charlotte.
I'm going to buy a box of T-shirts and hand them out at open houses.
Blockbuster Pavilion.
You should just buy plain white Hanes t-shirts. Hand them out to people. What is this? It's a t-shirt. What's it about? It's nothing. It's just plain white t-shirts.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Just use your mind, man.
Metal Massacre, but it's just a white t-shirt. Exactly.
All right. Well, let's move on to the review. This year, pull the record out here. Invasion of Your Privacy by Ratt. She turns 40 on May 30th. And gotcha. This one is it came out a year and some change after the debut, Out of the Cellar. So that's pretty fast turnover. But I mean, I'm sure they were already working on some of these songs while on tour for Cellar. Now, this is also produced by Beau Hill, who did the first one.
One of my personal favorite producers of this genre.
Mm-hmm. He's the man. Yeah, dropped May 30th of 85, so we're coming right up on the anniversary. And this one went to number 7 on Billboard, the Billboard 200. That's the highest. Now, the cover, I never knew this till researching this record, is a Playboy model named Marianne Gravate. And she is also in the Lay It Down video, one of the singles from the album, which is cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go on and review the first song, You're in Love, if you want to.
Thank God for editing. We can choose a point and start back from there. I'm trying to make it so the damn playlist on the left-hand side isn't there. Don't forget we're not live. We can go back and edit this shit.
Golf. I like that.
Well, Rob tried to make a fucking playlist. He was like, this is Kyla's Love or some shit.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
know. I
You
just went, I was
fucking
like,
shitting me.
golf. No.
Oh my
He tried to make a
God.
playlist or something. I went in and shit on it. Just like,
Got some-
golf.
Got some Twin Tribes on there, little Drab
How do we get
Majesty.
it to where it's just this in view, though? That's my question.
Oh, no, this is fine, Feldman. It's no biggie. I don't think you can blow it up alone the record.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Well, let's start off with track 1, which was also a single. You're in Love. Go ahead and kick it off. Here, play about 30 seconds or so.
You take the midnight subway train. You call another shots. You strip a lightning. You're in love. You take the evening one-on-one. You're only living to have.
All right.
You're in Love. This is was this the first single? I'm not sure.
Had to have been.
It was either that or Lay It Down. Had to be. You'll notice something right off of listening to all the tracks on this album, that it's all very riff driven. Like every song pretty much opens with a riff, and we're going on to off to the races with this riff into the song. Very memorable riff. And I know for the longest time, me and Feldman have kind of chuckled at the lightning sound effect there, but it's cool. I dig it.
Well, there's some corny things about this album, and we'll talk about it when we get to the 8th song. But there's some shit on here that's cheesy as hell. Your Love is probably top 3. Let's talk about the fact that Ratt probably has their 3 albums of just bangers for openers. Like,
Facts.
3 albums had singles for openers, and it just throws you right fucking into it, you know? And You're in Love, that video sticks out more to me than Round and Round does, because it uses a bunch of, like, Casablanca clips and shit like that, right?
It's also them playing live, isn't it, too?
Well, that too, but there's, like, vintage movie clips in there. It's got, like, Charlie Chaplin. I know for me, when I was a kid, it introduced me to a lot of these, like, vintage Hollywood actors. You know, I was thinking about something the other day. I don't remember what the fuck it was. It had something to do with, like, the same amount of distance that we are now to something from 2000 is like the same amount of distance that these guys were to something from 1970.
Yeah.
What do you mean? 50
It's fucking
maybe?
kind of nuts to think about, you know?
You mean 40? Wait, 40, 50? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the 80s, the 50s were 30 years ago. That used to be a saying of mine.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and like we would like us going back and being like, oh well, shit, Oasis. It's fucking 30 years ago, right? 30?
Mhm.
Yeah. And
It
then
is.
going back to the 50s and showing like Casablanca and shit. That's fucking 30 years ago when they were fucking. Well, they were in their 20s then. They probably weren't even fucking born yet. Either way,
We're old fellas.
30 years ain't what it used to be.
point is, "You're in Love" is one of my favorite cock rock songs that there is. It sets the mood. If you're in a party mood, you're out in the middle of nowhere. This is like the song that came on that just like the entire song builds up with like one of the best solos of this generation.
It's very
DeMartini.
celebratory.
Yeah, DeMartini fucking shines as a whole on this fucking album. As you mentioned, every song opens with a riff because he fucking shines in this album. Will, what do you got?
It's actually really funny. I have some pre-written notes when I was writing this review, and almost everything I wrote
Nerd.
down ties into things you guys have just said. We're all on the same page about this song. Feldman, to your point, I've put that literally every Ratt album has an amazing opener. At least for the 5 original Ratt albums, I feel like they're all just.
So even that one in
songs.
2009 that came out with the green cover, the only listenable song on there was their single, the first song, and it was a good song. The rest of that album was absolutely trash.
Infestation?
Infestation? Yeah.
Nah, it's got some bangers on there.
I have
like
to
the
revisit. That
album.
first song was a fucking banger. Everybody was like, damn,
Eat Me Alive?
yeah, that song was a
Yeah.
shit.
See, I'm a Ratt apologist. I even like that album from '99 they put out that nobody fucking likes.
Never listened to it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this album, to y'all's point, it starts so fucking strong, just like every Ratt album. Feldman, once again, to your point, great riff all through this song. It starts with a fucking killer riff. Feldman, you talked about, or Steve, you talked about Bo Hill. The production's great. Like, also to your point, a little lightning strike. That stuff is, I don't know. The drums sound great. The guitars sound killer, and I feel like the solo is amazing on this song. And further to that point, in my opinion, this album is the absolute pinnacle of Warren Crosby, or Warren DeMartini and Robin Crosby working together. Because, I don't think Robin was strung out on smack too bad. Yeah, I just feel like every song on this album, this song is the pinnacle of that. It just, I don't know, that tandem guitar work is amazing on this record. They sound so fucking great together.
I've read Piercy's autobiography, and yeah, Crosby was not yet smacked out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's
It's more about Detonator era. He got really bad off. And
yeah.
unfortunately, we lost him a bit too young due to it. But great times for sure. Very celebratory song. Just rocking, just uplifting. Good times.
That's what I want from this genre. I don't know about you guys, but
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, like hell yeah, party time.
So this is, I can't believe I didn't say this in the first episode, but like, my ex-wife used to kind of cringe when I'd say this, but we were talking about this genre of music, and I was like, because she wasn't really into it, shocker. But I was like, this music, it's the greatest music genre ever. It has everything you want. It's catchy, great rock riffs, catchy choruses, guitar solos, sing-along, and it just sounds like freedom.
Yeah.
Just good old-fashioned American freedom, riding your Harley in the wind blowing through your hair, just do whatever you want, shooting guns and fireworks, fuck it. That's what this song is.
But your wife now gets it.
Fellas?
Edit that out in the background.
Yeah. But bartender's making me another cocktail.
But your wife now gets it.
But my wife now gets it. Yes. Don't get it twisted. She's fun. Well, let's move on to Never Use Love. Feldman, rock that one.
I'm gonna make my statement.
There's
Well,
got to be a way I could put a fade in there. It just would sound better if I could put a fade in there.
Hey, you should let it play to the chorus, Feldman.
Yeah, you said 30 seconds though, but again, we're at the beckoning of copyright.
No, we're critiquing. It's fine. Hey,
You don't give a shit if we're critiquing or not.
No. It's under fair use. It's fine. Let it ride to the chorus.
I got lawyers in my office. We'll take care of them.
Just start playing it where you were.
I'm gonna start over. Just cut this past portion.
Okay.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm gonna make my statement and no arrangement. I said you're not gonna make tracks all over my back. When push comes to shove, I'll be pushing you down. Better because when you take that step, that you got those feet on the ground. Never use that. I don't want to fight. I won't get in your way. Don't give me the right. Never use that.
I'm cutting it. It's too much. Too much rocking. Too much hot rocking.
Why don't you go ahead and start with it, Feldman? What do you think?
First time I heard this song was probably when I was in high school. Like, I grew up with this stuff. I didn't listen to, like, the albums. Because You Were in Love, Lay It Down, that was MTV all day long when I was a kid. You know, my old man had the CDs and shit. But it wasn't until I got my hands on it, went through it, and I had this song. This song stays on repeat if I listen to this album. It should have been a single. Maybe it was, and there was a video and it wasn't there for long, but you look at the plays, you know, Your Love and Lay It Down have 15 to 20 million views. This only has 500,000.
It's interesting,
And,
yeah.
yeah, but it's one of the best songs, if not the best song on the album. Just the way it builds up, and you know, we didn't get to the solo, but this is like a completely manufactured song that does everything that you were looking for in the 1980s.
If you were to AI a hair
If
metal
you were to
song,
AI something like this, it would probably just fucking do it.
yeah,
That's the magic of Bo Hill, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think 85 was like everybody had those first two albums out, and it's like, okay, we got the money, we're in the production studio, here's all of our fucking money and a fucking 8-ball, and let's just fucking go to town.
An 8-ball or two.
Yeah.
And broads and booze and everything else.
You ain't gonna
This is
suck
where the
yourself.
ego kicks in, by the way. Like 85, 86 is when everybody's ego is just fucking up here.
Well, Ratt, I'm sure they had a boost by this point. They're validated by their first album being a success and touring and such. And so they're just like hitting the studio like, yeah, man, we got this shit. Yeah.
Well, this is
Crank 'em out.
Everybody got outside of LA and stopped playing clubs. They started playing arenas by this point.
I'm saying, you know, Atlantic. By the time this album took off, they were 100% behind Ratt, big time. Like, we'll give y'all all the fucking money you want. Keep making us hits. Keep selling platinum albums, guys. We love you.
Keep holding it down. They played all over, too. I've looked at their tour dates on, like, Setlist FM. When me and Feldman went to see Piercy in Knoxville back in December of 2023, I was like, how many times did Ratt play Knoxville? And I looked back, and they played quite a bit at like the Civic Center.
That club that's in the old Kmart. Which
No.
that had me thinking, like, there's an old Kmart in the West End that should absolutely become a fucking club. But
No,
not, like,
Feldman. It was a Winn-Dixie, remember?
it was?
What?
Yeah,
the
it was a
song?
Winn-Dixie. It was a Winn-Dixie, yeah.
Because you were like, the Doors. As you're from the side. It's totally an old Winn-Dixie. I was like, damn, you're right. I was.
The one y'all are talking about, there was a Kmart actually across the shopping center there, though. Talking about over there in Berea.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, over in Berea. Yeah, I know that Kmart
What
well.
would be perfect for a venue is Ghetto Bilo downtown, which it's funny, Will brought that up recently. There's literally a survey asking what they want to do with what the city should do with that.
Implode
place.
it.
They should make it a music venue.
Yeah.
There's enough room in there to do it. They should make it a
They
music
could
venue.
replace the handlebar.
And it could literally just be the handlebar.
Yeah.
But
plenty of
I don't know who
parking.
we talked to about that. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
You got
Have either
plenty
of you been to
parking
the?
downtown?
It's close to downtown. It is downtown.
It literally is downtown.
Yeah. This is a banger. Great second song. I mean, personally, I don't know about the sequencing as far as "You're in Love" and then "Never Use Love" title wise, but whatever. It's no one really probably thought twice about it.
I will tell you this much. If you are geeked up at song 1, you get through these first 5 songs, it's enough to last the high, and then you take another bump. Because these first 4 songs are on a whole nother level, dude.
It's true. Yeah. Well, let's hit it to the next single. Lay It Down.
I know you don't really know me.
Fuck.
I know you don't really care to see me. I'm into total affection, not being scared. If you never please me, you know you really want to lay it down right now. And now, I know you really want to lay it down right now. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Under the sheets you invite me.
You know, I kind of just want to let it ride. The solo in this song's the tits too. Like
Whole songs to tits. This is one of
yeah,
the best Rat songs in existence.
it is one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah. Single this song just slaps.
Yeah. And like what's really cool, like from a songwriting perspective, I really like the verses, how that just it's just kind of that bounce with the bass and the guitar's kind of subtle and backgroundish. It's really cool.
I had a
And it just comes
conspiracy
back in.
theory about this music video that the kid was actually Jake Gyllenhaal because he looks like he could be mini Jake Gyllenhaal.
It does
Age
kind
lines up, age lines up, but then somebody confirmed that it wasn't. Somebody
Wait.
could confirm that it's not, and then someone, I don't know who it was, they're like, yes,
Wait.
that's actually who it is.
Was it the Dream Child from Nightmare on Elm Street 5
Yeah.
and Jurassic
so.
Park at the beginning? It might have been
Jurassic Park.
him.
You know,
The kid at the beginning where Sam Neill's like talking about the raptor and splitting his guts open, and at the very beginning of Jurassic Park. I don't know. I think that might have been him. Yeah, I don't know. Huh. But
Either way, he was,
cool
that
video.
kid was in a couple. Was like the token '80s kid for some stuff. The video was pretty. It was epic. The song is, for me, it's a toss up between "You're in Love" and "Lay It Down" on this. I mean, these are the two. These are probably the two best singles. I know their claim to fame is the one, but it was such a claim to fame that VH1 called him a one-hit wonder.
Oh, jeez.
And then Piercy was like, "No, we're not."
yeah,
Well,
One Hit
In
Wonders
terms
don't-
of like, these are like a close second. I'd rather hear these two songs as singles and see these videos.
Totally.
Yeah, I got a funny story about this song. It was back when I was about 18, fresh out of high school. I was riding around with this guy y'all probably remember, Alex Duncan. And his mom.
DJ Alex. Shout out to DJ Alex.
And,
He's one of the 7.
And my friend Lauren from high school. We were riding up Pleasantburg there near the Jack in the Box, and we were all stoned as shit. It was back when House of Hair used to play on Rock 101 with Dee Snider.
Dee Snider.
Oh man,
But this song
that's
came
not
on.
on anymore.
No.
It probably still is. I just don't listen to terrestrial radio, so I don't know.
They probably just play replays from like 15 years ago.
That helped me
I
through my
forgot
pizza
about that
delivery.
show.
But yeah, I remember sitting in the back seat of that Camaro, and this fucking song came on, and I was like, this is the dopest song to have ever existed in the history of humankind. And because up to that point, I was kind of into Ratt. I was like a Fairweather fan, but really right around the time I was 18, going on 19, when thanks to Dee Snider and his House of Hair program, I heard Lay It Down, and I was from then on convinced that Ratt was one of the best of this genre, and that opinion still stands. 20.
Hells yeah. Yeah, dude, House of Hair got me through many a Saturday night pizza delivery back then, in
I
like
believe
04.
it.
Yeah.
It was a
I
cool
like,
program.
look, terrestrial radio. Well, it was all we had. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, totally. I don't know much else to say about it. Killer, unforgettable riff. Unfuckwittable. Yeah. Yeah. Great song.
Unfuckwittable?
Unfuckwittable.
Fuck with it, you can't. It's unfuckwittable.
Like you can't shit on it or whatever. I don't know.
Can't
Let's go on to Give It All, fella.
Maybe you should give it all.
WNBC.
Fuck. I take it back.
Take it away on the ride, not far from here. We'll not waste the time. She's got plans for me. She gave me eyes, even showed me her thighs. You know what I mean?
Cheese.
We'll not wait to say she would win. The likes of me. The likes of me. She said, I've got to wear you out and give it all to you. I'll find a reason now. Just give it all. Just give it all. I want to give you all my love tonight. Just give a sign to
So
me.
tough.
I'll make it right.
Got it.
Giving it all. She's ready to rock. Feldman?
As cheesy and cringy as some moments are on this album, I'm going to throw this out there. This hits cleanup in the batting order on this album.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those, like the guy who hits third takes all the attention, but the guy that hits fourth is the most crucial, but sits in the background. This should have been a single.
True.
I take it back. I never use love. I guess it depends on my mood. Give it all with the chorus, and it's got like a reverse, almost like a breakdown, but it's the way it goes into the solo on this song. It starts with slow drums and then builds up to DeMartini doing it, and maybe it's Crosby. I'm not sure who does a solo on this, but because I don't know why I'm thinking Crosby. For some reason, I figured he was throwing a couple bones on some where he did it.
He did play a couple solos. He doesn't really get the recognition, but
Yeah, and
but
this
yeah.
one, it's so different, and the way the song is built up, it's only driven by drugs and alcohol. That's how good, because it's all over the place in terms of waves of emotion, but the way it transitions and blends together, man, it's pretty ridiculous. Like it hits cleanup for a reason. I don't know why they chose. I look at this? How did they not have more singles on this album than what they did? And this only has 420,000 plays. And it's arguably the best song on the album.
That's insane. What the fuck?
and
My
also,
Heart, which is like this, which is next. It's the fucking ballad. But give it. I mean, Moms. But this makes no sense. This
Yeah.
song's insane. It's like the pinnacle fucking Ratt song.
Yeah.
they give it all.
All of their music, in terms of all of their musical talent put together into one song. Its peak is Give It All.
It's a good one. Yeah, I agree with both of y'all. Just keeps the party going, you know. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. But yeah, closer to my heart. Next track. You didn't get a lot of ballads out of Ratt. Very few.
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning, until Piercy decided he just wanted to go off on his own and try getting laid all the time. But
also, interesting, we never got a live album from Ratt. I don't know why.
well, they did a lot of videos in Tokyo and stuff. I thought they had a Tokyo live show or something at some point.
That might be, from Detonator era, which is not the best.
I think that was the show that
live.
kind of more or less imploded the band.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those, like, it was a whole arena and they had sold maybe 1,500 tickets.
Hard times.
Yeah.
Well, this was all those bands. They started going over to Japan for some reason because it started to flounder here. But yeah, stay closer to my heart, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Feel the grooves. You take your bathroom break. This is the bathroom break of the album.
I listen to you, are you listening to me? The way that you are, it's easy to see. Feelings for you, now I feel free. I'm lost in time. It's not the way that you hold me. It's not that I really care. It's not to say that to love is to own me. You take a look in my lap. You broke your promises. Falling out of love. You broke your promises. Falling out of love. When you cross the line, you're one step closer to my heart. Closer to my heart. One step closer to my heart. Closer to my heart.
Yeah, I mean, definitely about a failed relationship and like. I
I've never
guess.
experienced one of those. I wonder what that's like.
Me neither.
That's weird, man.
Man, I feel you, Piercy. Yeah.
It's definitely like from the first 4 songs, it's a major change. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the album starts to fall off here. It's not bad by any means, but when you have the 4 bangers, the rest of your lineup is batting about 200, and they ain't doing shit to score any runs.
Well, you don't have to because you already won. That's kind of how I feel.
You kind of got it wrapped up by that point, you know.
Well,
Now, I like this song. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it is obviously has close to 1 million views or plays.
I think the songwriting and arrangements quality on this song. It's not my favorite, but just from that particular viewpoint, I think it's pretty damn solid.
But you've got 2 ballads really back to back, because Between the Eyes is a ballad too, which is a better ballad in my opinion.
Well, yeah.
Although I feel like with Ratt, the less is more rules employed as far as ballads as a career goes.
No, they had to have the formula at this point. They had to have, you gotta have a ballad every album. You gotta do this.
No. I feel like that was a few years later they really got into that.
Yeah, I think by the time
Because
really,
Home Sweet Home in '85 also really kicked that off. Like, oh, the ballads, ladies are into it.
yeah.
So then, you get Poison doing I Won't Forget You and all that. And yeah, I mean, Warrant, how many ballads are on that first Warrant? I saw
You can
about
cut
half
this.
the album.
Yeah.
You can cut this, but I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't start every song from the start. Like, Between the Eyes is great because of the ending. Like, I don't think playing the beginning is really going to pull shit, but I don't know how we could,
Well, go ahead and start it, and then fast forward to the end.
I love the way this starts, though.
Yeah, so do I. It's a better ballad, but Then I argue, is it? Yeah, it is a ballad.
Not really.
It's Ratt's yacht rock, right? It's just
Mid-tempo.
soft and smooth.
God, I love this song.
This is a very good song. Chorus is great.
All right, go ahead and fast forward to the end.
Comes out of nowhere.
That Bo Hill production is just.
So who brings in the acoustic guitar here?
Robin.
Fucking Spanish guitar and shit. And then DeMartini. Or is that?
They're both capable of it talent-wise, as far as I'm concerned, but... Tell you what, after the podcast, I pull out the CD booklet, see if
Yeah.
they have it listed of, lead and...
Well, wasn't it Crosby playing the acoustic in the video for Back for More, though, at the beginning?
I think, yeah, I believe you're right.
Probably him, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Feldman, I wouldn't call that a ballad. It's more of a mid-tempo, but the chorus, for me, the riff is way more memorable than the line, the lyrics.
Steve, I agree. I love the opening of that song. This dun 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 dun. I
bounce.
love that shit. Yeah.
But the chorus is just, I remember the riff more than I remember the lyrics of it, like on that part. Yeah, cool song.
I honestly think by this point, and I've listened to this album through many times, but when we were doing this particular review, by the time this song hit, like right after it started, I was like, if it wasn't clear to anybody by this point listening to this album, Ratt did not have a sophomore slump. Even the weakest points of this album are still pretty fucking strong, in my opinion.
I was planning on saying that later, actually.
Oh, well, hey.
They did not hit the sophomore slump. Yeah. Which, is quite the achievement for any band to not have a sophomore slump. Yeah. Feldman?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of forgot about it. That song's one of my favorite on the album too. It just like what you give is what you get was a single though. That's what's next.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was a single, why? Like I don't. Whose decision was that? Bo's decision? Like whose decision was that?
Some A&R guy at
It's not
Atlantic.
a bad song, but God, I mean.
Steve, kind of off subject, but not. Speaking of singles, well, one, do you know why Ratt 8191, that compilation, doesn't exist anymore? And also, do you remember if that song was on there?
My old man's got that album.
I had
the
CD. When I was in high school, I had the CD.
Nice.
I don't think it's on there actually.
I can't
But
remember.
great compilation though.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it's on there actually. Now that I think back on it. But yeah. Now this is more of a ballad. I feel like what you give is what you get. And it's pretty repetitive.
I want to say it's the same thing on the same lines. Between the eyes, closer to my heart is like it. But between the eyes again, to me is. We're on soft rock. Don't forget when Whitesnake used to be played in light rock stations, they took out the solo because it was too intense.
There's like 3 versions of Here I Go Again.
You went with the keyboard solo for all the women to get in their fucking feelings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what you give when you get it, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty light rock.
No, it's not a ballad though. And
It's
I thought
about
it was a single, but there's no video listed. I don't think it's a ballad.
It's good.
it's treading on ballad area.
Yeah.
It's good hugging, touching, squeezing music in the back of a Trans Am, though.
With the T-top down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it, Linda, the T-tops is leaking again.
It's okay. I mean,
The solo on that song's really good because it does. He pulls on the strings. From look at where this album started to where we're at now. You know, there was it goes down. It's not going down, but I'm talking about like the mood and
the heart rate drops.
Yeah, the heart rate drops. It's almost like, all right, oh, you're coming down off of that high. Maybe you need to pass out. And then you start calling somebody, trying to get some. Oh, you got me on the line. This is the worst, cringiest shit there is.
This is great shit, Feldman. I love it.
Hello. It's so fucking stupid.
I love it. Never stop doing that, Feldman. DJ Feldman on the air.
It's so fucking stupid.
It's a bit of a filler track.
Well, let me see if y'all agree with me. I know it's not the best Ratt song by any stretch, but I think like lower mid-quality Ratt is still fucking great.
Got a point?
You know, this shit is kind of shitty and corny, but it's still fucking awesome at the same time.
If you're drunk at the pool party and it's playing, it's fine. You're not gonna bitch. Eh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change the station if it comes on.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, all commercials now have a fucking doorbell on it to start it to get your attention, which, like, I really feel like that should be mandated out of existence.
Oh, Lord.
Imagine being at a bar in the 80s, and that song comes on from the jukebox, and you hear the phone ringing, and everybody just starts wigging out. Like, holy shit. Or if you're the bartender or some shit, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's a joke song. Like, that song has to exist just to fuck with people. And they're like,
taking the piss.
That's the easiest song we could write. And somebody probably called the studio while they were writing something, and it was somebody's fucking girl that they'd fucked the night before. And they're like, you know what? We should write a stupid ass song about that. And that's what they did.
Or the
We need to
coke
write
dealer.
Lindsey Graham and tell him to stop those horrible commercials.
I haven't seen him. I don't watch.
That's what he does.
He cares.
Besides
about you.
boys.
Hopefully Lindsay's boyfriend don't get mad about it, you know.
Y'all stop.
Don't make fun of me.
Y'all being a silly goose. I don't appreciate that.
I feel like by now, if you don't know here in the state of South Carolina, you should know by now. Ain't that right, Phil?
My blood is thicker than water. I'm living out a life.
When I hear this song, I just kind of envision like a bleached blonde with the crimped hair at a pool in a bikini, putting on the sunscreen, looking at the boys like, you should know by now. Forgettable verse, great chorus.
Good solo.
Yeah,
Good solo. Yeah.
yeah. Once again, it's not the best Rat song, I don't think, but it's I don't know. To me, it kind of sounds like one of those songs that should be played lower in the background, like on like a sports show, like racing footage in the background, or like guys knocking the shit out of each other on a football field. Like I don't know. It's just got that. It's not that it's a bad song. I mean, like I said, like mid-range Rat is still tops in my book.
Serviceable.
This quality of Rat song was the best that you got out of albums later down the line. Like, as much effort that went into this song went into as much effort as being the main song on later albums. Like, that's the
Reach
thing
the
about
Sky.
Rat and Piercy. Like, you get later and later, and you could tell they're just mailing it in. There's like, we just want money, we're just mailing it in. It just got less creative. This song, though, is...
Well,
it's a good, like, anthem song. It's a good build. Like, it's solid.
fist pumper.
Yeah. It's kind of like, we are young. If you know, the millennial anthem that ruined this country. Yeah. Yeah, you should know by now.
Wait, the 2010s already happened? What?
The clap, clap, stomp. It feels like it's a clap, clap, stomp song of Airman. It's got the farmer's market voice.
Let's get in my
Some
Subaru
beer.
to the farmer's market, dudes.
I'll get some beard oil. Yeah.
I need
Podcast
organic
bros.
beard oil from the
Podcast
farmer's
bros.
market.
We were destined to not succeed because we're all clean shaven. We don't have fucking Buddy Holly glasses and beers down to our balls.
Going against the grain, man.
We're that
best
new,
way to
not
shave,
corporate
too.
bullshit.
Hey, you know what we are, fellas? We're dangerous, but worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked it up.
These wouldn't tell no lies.
Dangerous, but worth the risk. The things you do to get your kicks. You'll hit the fun, you're on a list. Live to love will give you this. I know something you know that it's true. I can feel it when I'm next to you. Dangerous, but worth the risk.
Take a dump and you won't miss.
Bro, this is my second favorite song on the record. It's also a single,
Wow.
ain't it? Yeah.
No, it is not.
No, it is a single. It's on one of their greatest hits compilations.
I think, yeah,
There's
I
no
think it's
video.
on that,
There's no video
that
for this
Silver
song. It
Greatest
is not a
Hits one.
single.
It's a low-key single.
So it got radio play, is what you're saying, but there wasn't a video for it.
That sounds about right. Yeah, it's like Kratz. No. It's one of those,
It's 352,000 plays.
a fan favorite, if you will.
What a bold take for you to be like, that's your second favorite. Out of everything
No.
that's here, I feel like by the time you reach this song, it's like, yeah, it's cool. I just want to go back to track 1 again.
No. I learned this guitar riff on here one time. I love this song so much, and I was like, oh, that's fucking creative. But
It's a creative song. It's a good
Yeah.
song, but again, they busted their nut in the first 4 songs.
well, I want to finish strong.
I don't think this is finishing strong, though.
We're talking about a record that's 10 songs, 36 minutes long.
I agree with Steve.
And I just
think
want to
this is
start it
actually
over by this point.
a perfect
Fetcher?
album closer. No, I was saying I agree with you, Steve. I feel like this is like a perfect album closer. It's got like that perfect like 1985 vibe to it. I'm not saying it's the best Rat song, but it's, I don't know, to end this album, it's great. It sounds like fucking 1985 in a good way. It's a fun song.
It's definitely worthy of your Rat playlist that you personally
Yeah.
curated. Like
Yeah,
I have.
I mean, to me, it was, I don't know, it makes me think you're like 17 years old on a Saturday night, like going to the arcade at like 7:30 in your dad's station wagon.
I can hear
blasting
people
this
mean,
playing
45.
pinball to this song. You can hear people
Yeah,
playing pinball
see?
to this. Fuck yeah.
No,
be
you
a
gotta play
great
Kung Fu
album,
on
too.
Nintendo.
Come from Nintendo. Or Excite Bike.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, that's the album. We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing it to it.
So thumbs up down here then? Yeah, I guess I am. Oh, that's
Golf. Golf
Golf.
life.
Evanescence, my ass so golf.
Well, hey, I want to congratulate you, fellas, for we got through the album and it was a good review and everything.
Do
So
we have golden skulls to give?
Yeah, I'm
We
interested
do
in
have-
what y'all gave it.
well, I'm waiting for the cheering sound effect to happen, but it's not working. So we'll move on.
Buffering.
Buffering.
You gotta get a stream deck here. They probably won't work on that.
Anyway, start with you, Feldman. How many gold skulls you give her here on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 being poor, 5 being classic.
We don't do half skulls though.
Nah, 1.
I would say it's 4.5 out of 5. I can't say this is a golden child because Out of the Cellar exists, and to me that's better. This is a close second, but it's not god tier for Cockrock. It's just below it. So like A-, not an A+, 4.5 out of 5, which is like a 9 out of 10.
Second string.
I would even say it's hot swappable.
Huh?
But
That's-
Invasion or Out of the Cellar is just it's stronger
We'll get-
top to bottom.
We'll get there. Fincher?
I like it, I guess, just a little bit more than Feldman does. I'm going to give this 5 gold skulls. I think this is a perfect hair metal album, even like the 2 kind of weaker tracks. They still slap, they don't suck. The album never really slows down. Yeah, it starts, like we've talked about, just really badass, just one after the other, just fucking awesome. But even though it does take a slow down a little bit and quality's a little bit less, I still think this is just an amazing album start to finish. I think it's a top notch. Like when I think I want a good hair metal album, I couldn't envision a better album put together than that. Plus the album cover might be my favorite album cover of this genre.
Yeah.
It may or may not be affecting
Pretty
my
rad.
opinion of
Yeah.
It's like hot
let's-
chicks, power speakers, dusky light, and I love that shit. Golf.
It's a well taken photograph, I gotta say.
It's definitely a set.
Yeah.
It's not somebody's house, it's a set.
It's a soundstage, yes.
That's my
Um,
basement.
Rape dungeon.
I say, I'll give her 4 gold skulls. Cause it's we'll get to Out of the Cellar, but I also have some hot takes on some later Ratt stuff. You might feel.
I have a feeling Steve will never give an
I agree
album a
with
perfect
Steve.
5.
I think a lot of people are going to be like, "What?" But like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
this
blow
is
some
my
minds.
favorite Ratt album too. I'm not going to
Steve's
say
too edgy to give perfect scores. He can't do it.
No, there's some perfect scores in this genre for Steve. But yeah, I'll give her 4 gold skulls. And that's a ringing endorsement, basically. Like, hey, check it out. If you don't know shit about hair metal, go for it, kid. It's got some bangers on it. No joke. I would say it's an essential Ratt album to own, of course.
Yes.
As all the 80s albums are.
We have to forward this podcast
agree.
over to Nick Nemeth.
I'll even throw Detonator in there personally. I love that album.
We'll get to that later on in this show. Villain laugh. All right. Well, yeah. Next episode, fellas, would you like to keep the anniversary train rolling?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not
why
my
not?
decision.
I feel like we'll get some momentum. Let's stay on the track, man.
Let's stay on the track, bro. How about Wasp's 1985 effort, The Last Command?
All right, I like that pick.
And also,
Didn't
Wasp
expect
almost
that.
kind
That's
of...
good.
They kept... Release-wise, they pretty much parallel Ratt in the heyday. Oh, that's interesting. Feldman, can you dig it?
Here's a shovel. Can you
I
dig it?
guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's our crew, Shovel Crew.
It's not my decision.
Positive people.
Oh, you
Just
want to hear
paid
some
to be
trouble
here.
shit? There's a chick on Hinge. She was like, "Who's your favorite fictional character and why?" I went full on cringe. I was like Michael Knight from the show Knight Rider because he's a young loner on a crusade to save the helpless, the powerless.
She's like, who?
Yeah, she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Talking about I don't give a fuck about you, bitch.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We promoted stuff last time, but hey, let's go ahead and do it again. Feldman, give us your links and such and business.
I am at Little Lilfeldy, Lil Feldy on Twitter, X, Twix. OG_Jugi on
Twix.
Instagram, and I'm currently not on Facebook. I still write about video games, still love the 80s. And
But the show is on Facebook at Hair Metal Massacre. Give us a follow. Because I can't be bothered with anything else these
Yep.
days. Fincher, anything to promote?
Just once again, shamelessly promoting myself is your next realtor. Look me up. My name's William Fincher. I'm a sedan
Tour.
Berkshire Hathaway in the upstate of South Carolina. But I can help you anywhere in the state or in the country for that matter. I'm privy to
The
a
man is
multitude of
licensed.
people I trust. I can get you a quality referral. Guarantee it. I
Quality.
take my job
Right
very
on.
seriously.
QWAULTY, quality.
Let's close to downtown.
Quality golf.
And of course, as usual, my band, 13 Shots, trying to do something before all these bars close around here because of our stupid insurance bullshit. 13 Shots. Give us a like on Facebook. And also give the show you're listening to, Hair Metal Massacre, a like on Facebook, as we have a page that I try to stay active on it, posting stuff here and there. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, we have an email address, hairmetalmassacre@gmail.com. If you're feeling frisky, we take, whatever you want to do. We're down for whatever. The night is young. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with Wasps, The Last Command. And, if you don't know, we're currently now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So check us out on there. We were doing SoundCloud, but they got a limit on the free hours you can do. So I was just kind of I'll just put the first one on there and yada yada. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and take it sleazy. That was fun.